This is a trade we took recently. Now what I'd like to explain here is what happens when we place an entry order and that entry order is not triggered. Now I've done this in 9 steps, so what we'll do is we'll run through each step in turn. So first of all, step 1, we need to identify the trend, in which direction is the market going. We do that with our 2 exponential moving averages, the 40 period being the green line, the 80 period being the pinky purple line. So as we can see, the 40 period is above the 80 period, so the trend is up. So let's look at buying into this trend. So step 2, we now need an entry point, a point to get into the market. Now we do that with the Williams percentage R indicator. Now because we're buying, we want this indicator to move firstly into the oversold area, which it does do here in step 2. It moves below the -80 line. We then need it to move out of the oversold area to give us an entry signal, which it does do just here. So step 3, we place an entry order a couple of points above the highest point on this blue candle. Also at the same time as placing the entry order, we place a stop loss order to protect our position, and we place a take profit limit order. Your stop loss order should be just below the recent lows, but never more than 50 points away from your entry, and the take profit limit order, we're taking profits at 30 points. Now as we can see, step 4, the order wasn't triggered. The red candle never got as far as our entry point. So what do we do? That's the question. We now have 2 choices. We can either move the order onto this candle, or we can remove the order altogether. Now to find out that answer, we go back down to the Williams percentage R indicator and we have a look. Are we above or below the -80 line? Now as we can see, we're below the -80 line, back into the oversold area. That tells me to remove the order altogether. We then wait till it moves out of the oversold area, back above the -80 line, which it does do just here on this blue candle. So we go through the process again. We place an entry order 2 points above the highest point of this blue candle, and at the same time we're placing our stop loss order and take profit limit order. Remembering your stop loss order should be just below the recent lows, but never more than 50 points away from your entry, and our take profit limit order is at 30 points. So we then move on to step 7. It's been the order was not triggered, so what do? The question's asked again. We get the answer from going back down to the Williams percentage R indicator. Are we above or below the -80 line? This time we stay above the -80 line, so that tells me to move the order from this candle onto this candle, so a couple of points above the highest point of this candle, and at the same time adjusting your stop loss order and your take profit limit order. Now as we can see with the black line I've entered in here, the take profit limit order was achieved. Now that answers the question, what happens when an order is not triggered? So what we'll do is now move on to the next video